Hello and welcome to the Crumpled Paper Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Will Zirkle, and I'm joined by
Miranda husband.
Aguilar Jacob.
Brandon Wyatt.
our special guest today.
That's
And
why
today,
I'm very special.
today we're going to be talking about new technologies that have been coming out in the past couple years. Many of you know about drones. They're
Drones.
scared and other things.
Drones. Talking about that, I was on my Snapchat feed and the Daily News or whatever. They showed that the same people who made like those water hoverboards that are pretty cool, like people like dive in and out of water, like dolphins. I saw DJ Khaled was on one of those not that long ago either. They actually made a hoverboard, a drone that you can stand on.
That's not okay.
Yeah, but it only flies for a couple minutes.
Yeah, probably just a couple minutes, and then
But it is cool.
That
It
looks
holds the
so
record for
cool.
the longest
I think
hover thing.
I kind of like the drones. Like, I mean, some people think they're dumb. Like, the one thing I don't like that's like popular trends, like the things that they call the hoverboards, but they're really just like there's
Oh
the
my God, I hate
segways,
those
but they don't
things.
have the handles.
God, I hate those things
They're
Those,
so much.
oh my.
But like the drones are actually like
Drones are
useful
cool. I
in
like
some
drones.
sense because like I'd like to get one to use like to take aerial photos because I
Oh,
think
yeah.
those are really cool.
Those are really cool. I
Make
just
sure-
hate the people that use those drones and then go into like private properties and
Yeah,
everything.
That's stupid. Make sure before you go out and buy a drone, talk to somebody who knows about at least something about drones. Because like if somebody's telling you to go out and buy DJI, don't do it. Don't do it. They're like the $4,000 ones that everybody has now. The only reason they're that expensive is because they're a name brand.
Yeah, it's like getting coffee at Starbucks. It tastes the same.
Yeah,
You're buying the
it's
brand.
exactly
Actually,
the same.
Starbucks
It's
coffee
probably
is
actually
disgusting,
cheaper.
if we're gonna go there.
It's probably actually cheaper to have somebody build one for you than to actually buy one because it's probably actually going to be better that way too. There's a whole thing I could go into about that.
And
I'm
then
not
now they're
going to.
like, and they're using the drones for like delivery and stuff, which I can kind of see, but I don't really understand how it would really work because like Amazon's trying to use them as delivery
Mhm.
drones.
All it takes is someone with like a good aim, and
Yeah, but you
just-
see,
I
the
mean-
thing is, if they're using them as delivery vehicles, then they're going to be insured. So if like you were to shoot them down, they have GPS, so they know who shot it down.
Well, like, why wouldn't? I mean, I think mailing it would just be easier. It costs less too. And if you, I mean, I don't know. Really?
No, definitely not. Mailing it, the amount of gas, just the amount of gas they use to drive to your house would cost more.
Oh.
Yeah, but along with getting all those drones, all those jobs for the postal services are going to be gone.
And I guess it'd only work in like certain areas too, because you can't.
Because they need new jobs to everybody.
pilot.
Everybody needs to fly a drone. Like they cannot be completely autonomous. Somebody needs to be able to take over it.
yeah,
in
but
case
those
of something.
people that are working in the postal service right now, I don't know if
Well,
they get into
It's
flying
gonna get
drones.
it's gonna get rid of some jobs. but
It's not going to
also
get rid of like
create
mail
a
in
lot
general
more.
because the postal service is clearly a government thing. But yeah, what other technologies have come out?
3D printers.
There's one that I saw that anyone who has an iPhone and is looking for the next generation, like my lease, like the iPhone Forever plan that I got,
Mhm.
they said the new one that they announced, I don't even think I'm going to consider getting because it's so pointless.
Yeah.
It's an iPhone, what is it?
SE.
SE.
SE? or
The
something
one
like that?
that's the size of the iPhone 5S but has the internals of the iPhone 6S.
Yeah, it's
No.
not worth it. You know
It's
why?
not worth
Because
it.
they got rid of a little something that I tend to go through a lot.
The
The headphone jack. They got rid of the headphone jack, and they expect you to only buy name
No, they
brand
don't.
Bluetooth
No, they
headphones.
don't.
Yeah, they got rid of it completely.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the
The SE?
features. Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah.
And they're gonna start making headphones for the Fire HD Fire. No, I don't know. It's the connectors that the iPhone use. They're gonna
Yeah.
be
Like
making
Jacob said,
headphones
they
for
want
that
you
now.
to purchase Bluetooth headphones, which I think is dumb.
Yeah,
Because it kills your battery first off. Because
Yeah.
Bluetooth makes your battery die faster, and then, like, I don't understand. Like, because like that's I've never understood. Well, first off, like, it's not only pointless in the fact that the the headphone jack is gone, but like, you know, I've always thought that getting an iPhone, like upgrading from your 5 to a 6 is like pointless unless you like maybe your phone broke or something,
Mhm.
because it's the same thing. It's just faster and bigger, and like now they've downgraded back to like a smaller size, and they're putting the same speed on it, and like Jacob said, they got rid of probably one of the biggest things that like
People go
people
through
care
a lot.
about for the iPhone. And like, but like at the
No,
same
well-
time, like people freak out about it. But then it always
SE still has the headphone jack.
does it still have it?
The iPhone SE does have the headphone jack suit
I
still,
think it was
but
a
they're
rumor.
talking about the new iPhone 7
Yeah.
going into
Oh,
Bluetooth.
yeah.
So the
Oh, really?
iPhone SE that just came out still has the headphones, but they're talking about for the
Yeah,
next
the
upgrade
7 is a
changing it to
rumor that-
the
yeah.
7. I saw a rumor like headphone jack's gone and it's just a
Mhm.
little earbuds.
Yeah,
and
the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. The SE, okay, so the SE still has the jack, but it's like we've been
but
saying, it's
it's-
pointless
it's-
unless you want like a smaller 6, you
yeah,
know.
unless you like the size of the
I just-
5S.
I don't
better.
really see-
loved the size of the 5S
Yeah.
when I had it, but I grew on the,
The
size
6S
and I like it
is
better.
insanely big, but like,
It's not that big.
and
This is a success.
is that 6S?
Yeah, this is the 6S.
Like at the same time, like I mean, I just like I've had my iPhone 5S for a good year or so, and I don't need an upgrade because like it's like nothing's wrong with it.
Yeah, I only upgraded because I changed
I got
my
it for
phone
I got
plan.
mine for free because like when the iPhone 6 came out, my upgrade was free for an iPhone 5, but if I wanted to upgrade to the 6, it was like $300. I was
Yeah.
like,
What?
Nah.
See, I'm not an iPhone person. I don't like anything
Android.
Apple,
Mhm.
and people hate me for it. But
I don't get people like that.
But you see, because I really don't like Apple because one, they monopolize their stuff, so everything's way
Too expensive.
way overpriced. It's designed to break easy so that you can replace parts.
Yeah.
Like people have actually opened them up and proved that they have designed the corners to like shatter the screen if you drop it. I don't know about all of them. I knew that it was something a while back. I don't know if they resolved that whole issue. I know that their software is not up to par to what they say it is. I mean, yes, Apple software is great, but I don't think it's up to par.
Oh no.
And also, I hate how they locked out they are. Like
Yeah.
how open source you can be with like an Android.
Yeah, because I have an iPhone 5S that I had, and it was I bought it used from a friend. And then it got factory reset or something like that, and it asked for the original user's password. And basically, I couldn't get past that, and the Apple people even told me there's like, yeah, we can't do anything, like we can't get the password or anything like that. And so I had no access to that phone until I lost all the pictures that were on there and everything that was on there, and it's basically just a sitting block in my room right now.
That sucks.
And I'm hoping that
And that's
they
another
allow
thing.
me to
You
get
can't access SD cards. If that
Nope.
something like that were to happen with Android, you could take out the SD card and save everything.
Yeah, so that made me pretty teared up. No, I'm kidding. I'm not really crying.
What else has there been out recently?
New technology that's coming out. Well, I think it was yesterday or today. Dark Souls 3. if you
That's
consider
not. That doesn't
technology.
count as technology.
What was the
Technically,
what was
it is
that
technology.
one?
Oh right. The
Oh,
3D.
they're
Virtual
coming out.
reality.
Virtual reality is becoming such a huge thing.
Yeah,
now.
didn't
Like
they just
Samsung's
smartphone.
doing it.
Samsung's doing it. Google's done it. The Google Cardboard. You can literally print off the things, cut it out, and then buy the lenses for like $20 and have a virtual reality device for your phone.
I'm honestly not a fan of those virtual reality
Have you
glasses
ever
from
been in
Samsung.
one?
Yeah, my dad. We went because my dad wants some, and we were looking at it, and I just have a problem with it being so close to my face. Like it gives me a headache and
Mhm.
everything. I'm like,
I-
people are gonna get so
and like people are. It's gonna start transitioning to people start focusing more on the virtual reality rather than
Yeah.
reality itself.
and like reality's gonna crumble
Well,
and everything's gonna
have-
like look awful, and they're just gonna be like, let's put on
I'm
our
guessing
goggles
none of you
and
have
act like it's
family
not real."
members that are computer people.
No.
Because
Nope.
my brother, that's all he does. he doesn't come out of his room anymore. Seriously, like you don't know he's there until he comes down to eat.
Yeah,
Does he
that's
have-
not okay.
Does he have
I'm
an
like,
Oculus Rift or something like that?
No, he doesn't have an Oculus or anything like that, but he's gonna get one.
Yeah, like it's kind of crazy because like, and it's actually kind of funny because like I'm reading a book that's kind of pertaining to it. Like the guy who wrote The Maze Runner also wrote this other series where it's like way set in the future and like everyone's basically obsessed with like going into like the internet. It's like so real that you can literally like sink yourself into the internet and like
I'm
and
just like,
That
It-
seems awesome.
yeah, but like
It-
at the same time it takes away from the actual life they live.
It is.
It's like it's a blessing and a curse because like it shows that we're developing, but I feel like sometimes some of like the fact that like people only care about the technological advances of a phone in today's world is
Yeah.
kind of sad to me because I think that we're not progressing like we should because humans are built to progress. Like you know
Yeah.
our species is supposed to progress. You know, so I'm hoping, but we also focus to tend more on the entertainment and media sense rather than the other technological things. Like people don't walk around knowing what like certain like private industries are doing with like maybe science and stuff.
Like,
but
have you guys seen Spy Kids 3?
Oh my god.
The video game.
yeah.
Yeah.
game over.
Yeah,
Game over.
Spy Kids 3 Game Over. Yeah, that's what we're heading to right now with all this
Pretty
virtual
much. That's
reality.
the bad part. Like.
But I
We
swear
are.
I would love if that was real because the frog intro, whenever Jim.
Oh yeah,
Jimmy-
freaking.
And then like, yeah, that looks. Or the racing. The racing
Yeah,
looks
the
sick.
racing.
I love that. All right, we're getting off topic of that, but yeah.
No, but like I feel like we're focusing so much on technology. Our world is like.
Well, this at the same time we need to.
We
But-
need to, but I like how we've recently started to come back. Like when Apple introduced the new SE, and you know how they do those intros and they talk about everything that they've been progressing in and all that. Like I started to watch the opening of it, and they were talking about how much they're recycling now and everything, which is good. And they're talking about how 95% of their stores are off of reusable like energy and everything.
Well, like I
Which
think
is good, but at the same time, it just like justifies them going through everything else.
I want to take this back to the virtual reality thing for a second.
Oh my goodness.
That's
No,
fine.
seriously.
No.
People always think like it doesn't have a purpose. Like the iPhones and everything, they were made just for consumer purposes. But like the virtual reality, everybody thinks, oh hey, video games. But in all reality,
It can do a lot more stuff.
Yeah, when we start getting good at it, we can start doing fighter
Training.
pilot training with them.
Yeah.
We can start using like drones are going to be better, like military drones. We're going to be able to actually almost put pilots in a cockpit.
Yeah. There you go.
And like we're going to be able to train people without actually putting them in danger. So there are so many practical applications that some people may not see when it comes to these kinds of things.
Like, have you ever played Surgeon Simulator? That's gonna be a real thing. It's actually gonna be Surgeon Simulator, and not just like a game that everyone says.
Yeah, and you also have to think like not everyone is gonna be into these trends, so like not everyone's affected by it. And like Miranda said, the world today, we have problems. Like the world has issues. We also have to think about like 20 years ago, 40 years ago, 60 years ago. There's new technologies that come out, people question, and there's problems, but they're looked at, and like that's why I said the human species is meant to progress, because that's what we need to do in order to keep this planet as it is, or like make it better, and also be able to live our lives as we do. And like Miranda said, and I think a lot of people, because like it's like the media, they always tend to focus on some stuff that people care about, and it usually seems to be negative because that's what hits us the most.
Yeah.
But then with like technology, like I said, like they focus on like iPhone, like Apple and Samsung and all that, and you don't really get to know other things like that Spectre laptop. I had no idea they were coming out with that. It's like this like really thin laptop they're coming out with, which is pretty cool, and because that also cuts down like labor and like not labor
and
but like
resources,
resources which could help. So.
And you know what the weirdest thing is that the coolest technology is not always known to the public. Like 3D printing, everybody knows what 3D printing is.
But no
now.
one has it.
Nobody has a 3D printer, and nobody knows what they're doing with them. Like, did you know that they are printing organic material?
Yeah, they're making
Oh, like-
foods and
They're
parts.
printing food. They are printing organic material. Like if you lose an ear, they will scan the ear that you still have, print an exact replica of that but flipped, and sew it back onto your head.
Yeah.
And it will grow back.
There's like all those other things.
I think
I've
it's-
seen doctors when you have a major tumor but they don't know how to go to it, they'll like print out the tumor and your body
they
organs
will-
that are around it and finally find an approach to it. Like
I think that like people just tend to focus on the negative more, like I said, because it's more remembered, I guess.
on
But
top of
and also it's like he said, no one really knows the
Yeah.
applications that could help,
yeah,
because
like
everyone just sees it as like virtual reality. Like I only saw it as video games. I didn't even think about the piloting sense, which makes sense, because like my friend before he was like contemplating different jobs. He was thinking about being a drone pilot, so for like the Air Force or for like the military. So there's an example. But yeah.
everybody's just like afraid of change too. A lot of people are afraid of
Well,
change.
and
Like
but what they don't realize is that we need to do that. Like,
yeah, like if you think about it, a lot of the older people, like my grandparents know everything, hear about this technology stuff, and they're like, no, we don't need that, and they're just scared of change because
Well, it's
Yeah.
also
of
it's
how
not the,
simple things used to be and how complex
yeah.
they're beginning.
It's not
to
like
be.
how their lives were, and like a lot of things aren't the way they think it should be. and it's just honestly like it's not like we should say like oh whatever or just ignore it, but it's just how they lived, and honestly it's not that big of a deal because like people can live the lives they want to live, and like you also got to think about where we live in a small town in Virginia. You should like compared to like a major city, this is probably like nothing like, with technology and such, and like also like you said generation, like most of these like cities and stuff are younger people.
Yeah, younger people move to the cities and